to Fromania Bricks, and welcome back to the world's fanciest LEGO recording studio in our house on the second floor. In this room. And welcome back to the LEGO office, where in front of us is the Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina. And by the end of this video, hopefully we have answered for you whether or not you should add this very quickly, soon-to-be retiring LEGO set to your LEGO collection. And we're going to come at that through the super proprietary, ultra-precise LEGO Review System. Nothing but the scientific best in this room, where we use the SPUPLR science to rate LEGO sets like this. But before we can ever go there, Micah, you know there's somewhere else that we've got to go. So, in Star Wars, there's 6 core movies, right? And it went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Do you know why?
Why?
Because in charge of directing, Yoda was. Do you know how Darth Vader likes his toast?
How?
A little on the dark side. Why did the tapeworm stay away from Emperor Palpatine?
Why?
Because he didn't want anyone to think he was insidious.
That's the best one.
It is the Christmas season, Micah, and do you know how Darth Vader knew what Luke was buying him for Christmas?
How?
He could feel his presence. In front of us is one of the newer LEGO sets that you have added to your collection, Micah. It is the LEGO Mos Eisley Cantina. LEGO set
75290. I just read it off the box.
That's what I said, 75290. It came with 20 minifigs and one
Dewback.
One dewback. What is the retail price on this set?
Good question, because it was $350 and then LEGO increased it to $400.
$400 retail unless you got it before the price hike. But I'll tell you this set is retiring at the end of this year, correct? And if you don't get it before the end of this year, then $400 is going to sound like a bargain. Because I have a feeling this one is not going to stay low. And that is why you picked up this set. We went into Bricks and Minifigs. They had just purchased it off of a trade from someone else. They hardly got it dusted off before we were moving it from their box into our box for you to bring it home to add to the collection. I am kind of surprised that this one was not already in your collection.
Yeah, me too.
This is one of the few LEGO Star Wars sets that your brother beat you to.
Yep.
Because he's had this for a long time.
Yeah.
How long has this been on the shelf?
Oh my gosh. I feel like it came out somewhere between 2020 and 2022.
Oh.
Like, maybe not 2020, but it feels like it's been out for a long time.
Don't come to us for the facts. We will not give you the facts, but we will give you scientific reviews, which are basically facts at the same time. So, currently retails for $400, 20 minifigs, and you get a dewback as well. Came with how many pieces?
Let's see. The box says 3,187.
You get one big main build, you get a couple of side builds, you get a little speeder, you get a dewback.
You get this thing.
I mean, it was worth it for this thing. So you get a lot with this set. This is no small set from a display standpoint, from a fig standpoint, but that's all conjecture. None of that is important. What really matters is where does this set SPUPLR. And today, Micah, you get to SPUPLR the Mos Eisley Cantina. Is it Mos Eisley or Mos Eisley?
I honestly don't know. I would say Mos Eisley, maybe? Oh my gosh.
I've been saying Moss.
Eisley. I think Mos Eisley, because Moss has 2 S's, the word Moss.
Ooh.
Mos Eisley.
So it is most likely Mos Eisley, because I have already gotten beaten up in the comments.
There's no Boba Fett in here, don't worry.
You wise guy. Come on. Not everyone knows that Boba Fett is Jango Fett's clone. Like...
Yeah, not everyone knew that till we filmed that video.
Alright, I'm done. We're moving on to the SPUPLR. When we SPUPLR a set, we look at 5 key points of a Lego set. We look at its visual design. We look at the minifigures, the playability and functions, the build experience, and the overall value. We take those 5 things for a cumulative possible of 50 points, and we give you a SPUPLR score. You're going to take that score, you're going to go to the Lego store, and you're going to decide, do I buy this set before it retires? The bigger question is does your store even still have this set? Yeah. But if it does have the set, do you buy it before it retires? We try it, you buy it. That's the way it works here. So let's start with visual design. Micah, this set has a 10 maximum point potential on visual design. Talk to me about the visual aesthetic of this set.
Okay, so I think it looks really nice, but at the same time, it is a big tan building, and there's just not a lot you can do to make a big tan building like the most beautiful thing in the world. And there's nothing wrong with that. For what it is, I think it's great, and I think they really did well capturing kind of the weathered feeling to it, but it also is hard to display, this big tan building.
So I have a couple of thoughts too. I think that the side builds have really neat texture, design feel to them. I feel like the big brown block, the walls are kind of smooth. Like, I do see a little graybling for the weathered look in here, but like when you're looking at the back side, it just feels like it's a lot of flat. And I would have liked to see some more texture to it. I'm with you. It's hard to make a big tan Lego build interesting. I do like visually the open roof, so you can see in it. Like if this were a big tan roof too, I probably would be even less excited about it. But if you display it open, it is a little more visually exciting on the inside.
Like, as I was building it, I really felt, and it's been a long time since I even watched that movie, like I was there. Like, they captured the overall feel, how it feels in the cave. Like, it really looks like it. So from the inside, I give it like a 10 out of 10.
And if you've ever been into the Cantina in Galaxy's Edge, like, it feels like it. Like, if you go there and have drinks and you sit in that cantina, as you build this and as you look at this, it feels like you're there. So they do capture the interior feel, which tends to be, I think, a little more important than the exterior. If it's about the cantina, the interior of the cantina is the iconic component of it. The little speeder has a cool aesthetic as well.
Yeah, I love this.
Not a bad look for that. So where are we going to score this? Again, you've got 10 possible points in this category. Where are you going to land at?
I mean, there's nothing that could have really done different. I give it a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10. All right. A 9 out of 10. I mean, the Cantina is coming strong out of the gate here. Next up is the build experience. In the build experience, we take a couple of different things into factor. One of it is were the instructions well laid out. Some sets, you look at the instructions and you're like, well, we could have maybe explained that a little bit better. The second part of that is the piece usage, the types of pieces. Was it a fun build? Some builds are markedly less fun than other builds. Now, you did build this set pre-owned, so you don't have the out-of-the-box experience of how the bags are broken down, but I did try to break it down in somewhat of an order for you. So tell me about the build experience.
The build experience was what it was with a used set. About 8/10 of the way through, I bought my brother's box and instructions, and I had to use actual instructions, and the instructions were blurry on some of the pages, which was just an error. But building out of the trays, it was really tedious because you're just finding little tan pieces, but there was also some really satisfying bits to put on, and I got to give it the benefit of the doubt. It would have been better if it had been new.
So there were some interesting parts of it. Was there much repetition, or was it pretty differing
a
throughout?
bit of repetition because you're building a lot of walls, but I would probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
A 7 sounds fair.
It was good. There was some parts that were tedious. Some parts were really fun. Like, it's really, the way some of the panels all fit together was really fun to do. So
how was it laid out? Was it like you do all the side builds, then the big one? Or was it like a side build, the big one, another side build?
Okay, it was kind of weird. So you build this speeder very first. Then you start building the actual building. You you stop partway through the building to build this thing. Oh, you finish the building. You build, I think you build all the little things that connect on the sides. Then you build this building. Then you build this one.
So they did a good job then of trying to break it up a little bit where you don't get bored with the big tan brick. All right, next up is minifigs. And boy, do we have many figs. 20 minifigs is truly many figs in this set. When we talk about minifigs, we're talking about a couple of things. Are the right characters included? Should there have been more characters? Are there enough within it? In a licensed IP set, this becomes even more relevant. Because when you think about the Cantina, you're thinking about the scene that you saw in the movie. Are the right figs in the set? Second, are those figs well done? Do they have good prints? Are they unique molds? Third, is there enough figs? Should there have been more added or taken away? So let's talk about the many figs on the table. First, let's start here. Run us through real quick the figs that came in this. There's 20 of them, so there's a lot. So let's just run through the names of the figs that came in this set.
So from my left to right, you start with Luke Skywalker. I don't think that he's exclusive. I'm not sure if the Jawa next to him is. I know the next 3 aliens, whose names I probably couldn't pronounce, are exclusive. Obi-Wan, I don't think is exclusive. Neither is C3 or Chewbacca. The Hammerhead guy is exclusive. R2-D2 is. The 2 Stormtroopers, I'm not sure. R2-D2 isn't. Sorry. 2 Stormtroopers, I doubt they are. I doubt Han is. Ponda Baba is exclusive. Greedo is probably the same. Kabe? I don't know how to say it. I think she's exclusive. Dr. Evazan is exclusive. I think Wooher came in another Cantina, and the Biff musicians, I'm not sure if they're exclusive.
I would imagine the musicians are exclusive. I can't see them being in another set.
They came in another Cantina. And it's like a Cantina from 2014, and I'm not sure. Man, these guys look... the print on the face may be a little different. The jury's still out on if those are exclusive or not.
They're super cool figs. I like the Cantina band figs. Overall, do you think all of the right characters were included with this set?
Yeah, the most important ones to have included were this guy, the Imperial Spy, Obi-Wan, the droids, Stormtroopers, Han, Chewie, Ponda Baba, Wooher, the musicians, and Dr. Evazan were the most important, and Luke, most important characters they had to get. They got all those.
So this is the scene Han shoots Greedo?
Yes.
Is that correct? So there's a Greedo in it as well.
The one thing I think would have been cool is I'm pretty sure there was 7 of the musicians in the movie. I don't know if they could have even fit 7 in the set, so it's forgivable, but that would have been nice. I also it would have been kind of above and beyond, but if it would have given more Stormtroopers and even a second dewback.
I mean,
that would have been
there's
nice,
20 figs here. Can we not make you happy with 20 minifigs?
Overall, for what it was, for what price and what they were working with, they did everything they needed to do in the picture.
Any iconic characters from this scene left out?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
So they really did.
It seems like a fair amount there.
They did everything they could do, and then they picked cool, intriguing characters to fill some of the space.
So, where are we going to score the minifigs?
I mean, nothing they could have really done better. I give it a 10 out of 10. They did everything they needed to do.
A perfect 10. Wow. The minifigs get a 10. Next up on the SPUPLR is playability and functions. Now, I know this is very much a display set for a lot of AFOLs. For Micah, this is more display set than play set, though we will get in here just like we did with Caleb's, and we will play with it. So, functions and playability, sometimes you're like, does that really matter? Trust me, it does, because it's just fun to know what's built into a set to begin with.
Yeah, and this isn't UCS. This is Master Builder Series, which is kind of the in-between where a kid could get it and play with it. More so than the UCS Star Destroyer.
I think one of the most prominent play features in this set is that it actually opens up. And let's kind of position it here where we can swing it open for you.
There we go.
And this makes for such a cool, fun playset. You gotta have a lot of table for it to fit, but it really opens up into a very playable set. Are there any unexpected functions built into this set?
I wouldn't call it unexpected. It was what should have been there, but they did hide it in there nicely. If you put Han and Greedo in the seat.
This is where the saying "Who shot first" came from?
Yes, that's where it came from.
Yes.
And you can pop both of them up out of their seat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Levers.
Oh, that's neat. So there is an actual built-in function in here.
But there's also these little doors that pop up. There's like 3 of them throughout the whole set. All the roofs can pop off. Roofs, I don't know how to say that word.
Oh, so you can... I discovered in my last video on Santa's Post Office that I can't say roof either.
Yeah.
I say roove, like with a V.
Yeah,
like it sounds like R-U-V. Roofs.
These pop up. They make it really easy to get in there. The only thing that's kind of hard to get into is the Jawa
Roof
thing.
or roof?
Roof. I think you need to go back to grammar school if you say roof. That's my opinion. You said roof? I thought no way you would say roof. You said roof? For what it is, I think they do the playability well. The one other thing that's really neat is there's a lot of little crates throughout the build that you can open up and put stuff in. They put stuff in most of them.
So you can have like little hidden treasures
yeah,
too.
Yeah, little hidden treasures. There's even a crystal in a little bag. So from that regard, it's good and playable for what it is. But at the same time, it's like...
It doesn't have a lot of functions, but it has a lot of playability.
Are going to take all their minifigs to the bar to go get a drink. So that's kind of where it's like not necessarily the kind of thing that's designed.
They're just serving blue milk. Where's the blue milk? So it doesn't have a lot of functions, but it does have a lot of playability potential.
Yes, a lot of play potential.
Okay.
For sure.
The dewback you can ride on.
And you can switch his back out to make him regular.
And he's got a little place on the back side here that he can sit and drink his water and eat his bone.
Yeah, that's nice. So you can put 2 people in this vehicle. You can put someone in this vehicle.
So that's a vehicle?
Yeah, I think it's Greedo's speeder.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever you'd call it. This, I think it said, is supposed to be like a home. And you've got a little bag, cooking area, storage, and a little kyber crystal.
That's pretty cool.
So it's cool.
I didn't know that was a home. And
yeah,
is this a little, like, depot, a little market?
Yeah, it's like a little shop. I think it's the Jawa's shop. And that has creates little stuff, and it opens up, so you can get in there. And little clips for accessories. That was something that does really boost the playability, is a lot of accessories.
That's pretty cool.
So definitely something I could see, despite the fact it's not super action. There wasn't even a lot of action that went on here in the movie. I mean, you can pop Ponda Baba's arm off if that's your thing. But, so for what it is, the playability is great. And if you're creative enough, there's a lot you can do with it. But at the same time, it's like, there's not a ton of play functions. So for playability, I give it a 7 to 10.
That sounds fair. Alright, last up is value. Now, value is going to be shifting very quickly because as soon as this retires, Star Wars sets just go up, right? And that makes it harder to find the value when you're paying more for a set. Started at $350 when it originally released. Went up to $400. How would you view this from a value perspective? That's not just price per part, because anyone can do the math on that. But that is more of, is it worth it? Is it worth what you paid for the set? Talk to me about the value.
So the most direct comparison out there to the set is the new Cloud City that I got earlier this year.
Betrayal at Cloud
City, yes.
I got it!
You did it.
Yes.
The only 2 sets they've released under the Master Builder series moniker. I don't know if there will be more. I hope there will be more. This beats out Cloud City overall, in my opinion. There's more to it. It looks nicer on display. I think it beats Cloud City. I think you've got, oh man, 1, 2, 3, for sure 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 exclusive figures, if not more, and a Dewback who's exclusive.
So those figs could easily turn into $20 figs pretty quickly.
Some of them already are.
Wow. And then a Dewback. What's a Dewback run?
Oh man, I think it was like 20 last I heard, but it may
So
be
you're
more.
looking at $200 just currently in those in some of the rare figs.
Yeah, probably. And the build looks nice. I feel like 400 is a lot. It just is. But I think that for what you're getting, you got a better value with this than you got with Betrayal at Cloud City that retail.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you are getting a lot. I know there's other sets in that $400 range, and this one feels smaller because it's lower, but it's still chunky and big.
Yeah, and then what I also want to say is Betrayal at Cloud City came out in 2018. It retired at the very end of 2019, so about beginning of 2020. Right now, it's almost $1,000 sealed. Just Lando Calrissian from that set is worth $200. That's like 4 years after it retired.
And I feel like this is more iconic.
This is...
I mean, the Cantina, like, I'm not a Star Wars person. If you said, name iconic Star Wars things, I would say this way before I would say Cloud City.
Okay, I don't
because it's more
with
synonymous with Star Wars.
This is probably, the locations are, I'd say it's close, but about the same in as far as how iconic it is. The difference is like that one had more iconic characters who were exclusive. It was Boba Fett, was quasi-exclusive. Lando,
was his dad
Leia,
Jango
Han.
in it?
No, his dad Jango had already died at that point.
He dies?
Yeah, he dies in Attack of the Clones. Mace Windu saws his head off. You didn't know Jango Fett died? Oh, this is gonna be our next reel. You didn't know Jango Fett died?
Alright, value. Where are we putting the value on this set?
I mean, including potential, am I factoring in potential for aftermarket?
Yeah.
What you're gonna, I say it's a good value. I'd give it, as of right now, if you're just looking at it for what you're getting off the shelf, I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
All right.
But if you're gonna consider the fact that this is probably gonna become worth a lot more, and give it more 8.5, because I think that now the difference is these characters aren't as iconic as Lando and Leia and Han, but at the same, this character only ever came in this set. You can't even get another version of him.
So 7.5 or 8.5? Where are we going?
8.5.
8.5.
We got a lot of iconic characters who never came in other sets before. At least iconic within the Cantina. So, yeah. It's gonna... Some of these, I would imagine that you'll have at least 1 or 2 of these who becomes worth 100 or 2 not long after it retires. So I think it's gonna go up a lot in value. But right now, it's still a good value, and I would definitely say you should buy it, because you're gonna regret it if you don't. It's gonna go up, and you're gonna regret not getting it.
All right. Well, we have a SPUPLR score. Maximum 50 points available to the Mos Eisley Cantina. This set landed with 41.5 points, which seems like a really good score. I don't think it's our top scorer yet. No one has beat the Fortnite Battle Bus, but Mos Eisley Cantina is coming in hot with 41.5 points. Here's the deal. This is leaving shelves soon. Micah, do people pick it up?
Yes, absolutely you pick it up, because I can't guarantee it, but I have a feeling it won't be quite as much, but it'll be close to the value of that Betrayal at Cloud City set in a few years, and people are gonna regret not picking it up, and they're gonna be, I remember when that set was on the store, and I didn't get it, and it was 50% off, and I didn't get it, and now Ponda Baba is worth $200. Don't be that person, please. Just buy it now.
Buy it now.
If you can find it. They're selling, some of them are selling for over $500 on eBay now.
Wow. So pick it up. Look for it in your local stores. Even pre-owned is not a bad deal right now. It's only going to go up. If you like the set, you're going to regret not getting it. If you're an investor that buys for things to go up, you're going to regret not getting it. Neither of those things are financial advice from Formania Bricks, but you can look at the scientific data that we've laid out, which is not a promise of increase of price. Just look at the data. Look at the science, look at the SPUPLR score, and make a decision. All right, thanks for hanging out at the table with us today. Heading into this Christmas season, we hope that you go out there, you give more, you
do more,
you share more,
and love more. Did we get that out of order? I feel like we got it out of order.
People are going to fact check us with the song that's going to start in just a second. Yeah. So go out there, share your smile, and listen to the song to see if we got it right. See you next time.
Give more, do more, share more, and love.